Hello everyone, it is Pam here with Tattered Paper and Lace. Welcome back to my channel. I appreciate you coming along and seeing what I'm doing. Today we are on week 22 of the Margarete Miller Weekly Collage Challenge, and you will be seeing this on Memorial Day. I'm filming a little early, but it will go out on Memorial Day. Cannot believe it's already that late in the year, fixing to be June. That's half the year, y'all, already. Okay, let's see what we need. I need a border or a frame, something found in a library, a bug or insect, a piece of newspaper, stitching, real, drawn, or stamped, and paint splatters. So, I forgot about the paint splatters. I'll have to get the stuff for that, so you'll have to bear with me in a moment. When I saw that a bug or an insect was something that we needed, I have this. I absolutely love this card. My sister-in-law gave this to me, and it is a business card for Delta Dogwood Studio. Now, I don't know if art studio or what it is. I don't know. She just picked it up somewhere and she said, handed it to me, and she said, I think you will like this. And I really do. So that's what I wanted to use, because I don't want to put this in a journal to send off to somebody else, because I want the memory of my sister-in-law spotting this and thinking it was something I would enjoy. And I do. So then we needed a border or a frame, which I'm going to put, and we needed a piece of newspaper. Here's my piece of newspaper. I have a book from the 70s that is about an inch or more thick with New York Times newspaper articles. Now they're small. They've reduced them. So it's probably a 13 maybe by 12 or maybe 14 by 12 size book. So it's like the front page. It's not the whole newspaper of each one. It's like the front page. And I tore some of that out to be my newspaper. And also this is going to make a border. And then stitching, real, drawn, or stamped, I stitched around this card, and I'm leaving the threads, as you can see. And then I needed something in the background. So I had looked at these pieces of paper, trying to find something that would look good with the color, this sort of turquoise color. And so first I tried that. That was a no-go for sure. Then this, I thought possibly could work because of the browns, and there is some brown in this, but that was a no-go. But when I put it on this, which this piece of paper was the same size as these, but to make it fit my page, the piece I cut off, I taped on, so we have a Franken page there. But when I glue that down, no problem. So, so I wanted to put this on here. So I love this background with this card, the turquoisey colors, and it has a little bluer color, but I think it all works very well together. So I want to use that. Then the next thing, so this is also making a border. But then the next thing, the other thing I needed was, so I have everything but the something found in a library and the paint splatters, which we'll do at the end. So with something found in a library, well, the obvious is a book, and that's what I'm going with. And I had these stickers from, I have these stickers from the Dollar Tree. And so we've got a stack of books. We've got 2 or 3 books with book binding, with just the binding shown, and then just a couple of books with the cover. So first I thought, well, let me try, and I put some sticker paper on the back of these so I could move them around and figure out which one I wanted. So first I said, let's try a stack of books. I didn't like the stack of books. For one, a little too busy, I think. With all the texture, because see, this has a lot of texture on the spine. These are little puffy stickers. They're great. I love them, but these look like leather-bound books, and they have like the leather embossing on the spines, and these are all spines showing, and I just thought that was a little bit too busy. It's a little bit dark. So I didn't like that one. And then I thought about this one, which is okay. I like it okay. Size is good. But it's also very dark. Now I thought about gilding it with some gold or something. I didn't want to do that. And this one is not very, I mean, it's got some embossing, but it's just, I don't know, just didn't do it for me. But then when I laid this one on here, I really like this one because, bring it up for you, it has, it's more brown. It still has some gray in it, but it's more brown. I like the little decorative thingy in the middle. And I just liked it. It's a little bit bigger, which I think is okay. So that's my something found in the library. So I'm just going to say this is an entomology book. This book right here, and this is a specimen. So that is what I'm going to do for this collage. Very simple. And then I'm going to do black splatters. And, well, I'm not sure whether I want to do actual splatters or if I want to use my splatter stamp and just stamp a few splatters on it. I always get nervous when I do splatters because sometimes they don't turn out. And I really love how this page looks. So let's get started and get it down. I wonder if I want to use, I might use double-sided tape. Let's look at that. I'll do glue. I have a runner too, but I just don't use those much. I use double-sided tape more than I do the runner. When I was scrapbooking, I did the runner more, but then I started making mini albums, and double-sided tape, a good double-sided tape, was the rule of thumb for me on that. I thought about also doing stitches around this piece, but then I decided I didn't want to take away. I did try newspaper print behind it, and it just, your eye just went to the newspaper print rather than seeing, and I want the bug to be the focal, the main focal. So I decided I inked around it just a little bit with black ink, not much, but I decided not to I love this piece of paper. But see, you can't even tell where I pieced it right here. This piece right here was added. I took it off the side and I just put it up here. But because it's like all stamped in different ways, you can't even tell. So that worked out well. Okay, then we will put down our bug on this piece of newsprint. And I'm going to also use glue for that. I love this card. And I like leaving the threads just for a little more texture, a little more interest. I leave threads in my journals as well sometimes. Sometimes my journal says, leave the threads. And I just leave the threads. I do get a sense of what needs to be in a journal or whatever sometimes, not always. And I don't always leave the threads. But this time I wanted to leave the threads, and I hope that's somewhat central. It is a little bit more at the top, but I don't think that matters. It's central enough. And then I like to make sure that the threads are untangled so that they're all just kind of wispy down the side like that. And then I'm going going to do this like this. So, and that is, other than the splatters, I believe that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this down so I can get this on here where I want it. Make sure my placement is good. And I have no story. Believe it or not, I have no story for this, other than that this book is a bug book. I just really don't have a story for this. Oh, that's funny. I usually have a story, but have no story today. I cannot believe that it is so already about to be June, which is the middle of the year. June 15th is the middle of the year. I think it's the middle of the year, or thereabouts. But I mean, the month of June, you think of the month of June being the middle of the year. I just cannot believe that we're already there. Already there. Okay, so there. I think that's where it's going to go. Yep. Move that back. Move that whole thing over just a bit. Yep, that's where it's going. So that's good. I love this. I don't want to mess it up with splatters. I think splatters would look great, but splatters scare me. They scare me. I'm telling you, they scare me. But before I do the splatters, I'm going to go ahead and do this over here. And I'm just putting this down with a variety of butterflies, which are also bugs, as my little pieces over here. I don't want the butterflies to kind of just look like they're willy-nilly flying up. I have all these things. I have so many flowers, these die cut pieces of flowers and butterflies. I have lots of butterflies and lots of flowers. So I need to try to use them up because I have enough to last several lifetimes, and who knows what will happen to them when I'm gone. There's no telling. I don't have any children, so I have no children that would be interested, and my niece and nephew, they're not going to be interested. So I don't need to hoard. I need to use them up, and I need to use up my vintage stuff. That's why this is the first time I've used the newspaper print out of that book, because I'm going, oh, but that's kind of historical, and it starts in 1906 and goes through the 70s, and that's kind of historical. And I'm going, but you know what? Nobody's gonna want it. Nobody is gonna want it. I've read an article recently that said the least likely thing your children will want to keep of yours when you're gone is books. So why leave a book? Use those books, whether it's to repurpose them. And actually, they might be more apt to keep it if it's repurposed than if it's, if it's not. I mean, I don't know. I have a hard time tearing up a book that is in good shape. And so I have several old antiquarian sort of books that are in such good shape. I'm just going, hopefully somebody will appreciate this book because it is too cool to do anything with. So I don't. But then I have others that if the spine's broke or pages that are missing or torn, I know how to repair those, but I don't, because I don't think anybody's going to want them. I really don't think they're going to want them. The other thing that your children are not going to want of your stuff is furniture. Well, I think the next thing was china. Books was number one. I think china was next. And then I think it was furniture. Now me, when my mother passed, I wanted her dining room set. I wanted her china. I'd always wanted her china. And so, but times are different. And if you don't have children, then your nieces and nephews really are not going to want it. Your children might be more apt to want it, but your nieces and nephews are not going to if you don't have children to leave something to. Okay, so the glue is showing a little bit, but when that dries, I think you can see the little splotches here. When that dries, my experience is it dries clear and it does not show. So now, do I splatter? I want to do black. So do I splatter with my splatter stamp, or do I splatter with real splatters? That is the question. And I don't know. I really can't tell you. I don't. I think I want to do real splatters. I mean, this does good, but I think I want to do real splatters. Okay, that means I'm going to use black ink. Let me find my black ink. No, maybe it's black. Well, let me show you my inks. This ink. Oh, I could try this ink. I have these Winsor & Newton inks. Okay, this is the black one. And then I have silver. And I think this one's gold. And this one is white. They do great to splatter. And then I bought this at an estate sale, and it is blue. Could do blue splatters. I've not tried this yet. It's called Grelindo ink. And I don't even know if it'll open. I've never tried it. It might not even open. I just thought it was a cool bottle and I liked it because it was blue ink. But I'm going to use this black, I think. I'm scared. I'm really scared. Get my little bowl and my splatter brush. Use this one. And that's my splatter brush. And I need my splatter box. Which is right here. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to raise you up a little bit. So let me do that, because so you can see all the mess. Okay, so I have my bowl, my ink, my brush, and my splatter box. This is my splatter box. It's a 12 by 12 shallow. It's only about 2 inches deep. Okay. Oh, y'all, I am scared. I like to look, but I don't like doing it. I really don't, because it doesn't always turn out right. But the ink, I have found the ink, and I just pour a little bit in my bowl here. You don't need much. I have discovered that the ink does better than to me, does better than watered down paint. Okay, here we go. I'm doing the black, and I'm doing it with a splatter brush. Here we go. I'm going to try to control it. Okay, good. That's good. That's good. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do. A little bit right there. Little splatters. Okay, yay. It didn't turn out too bad. Whew. I'm getting black ink all over everything, though. All over my table that I work here on, my background. I just got some all over my background. Okay, now let's lay this over here so I won't get any more on it. And I need to I'll pour what I didn't use back in there. But that turned out okay. See the splatters? That turned out okay. Ink. I find ink is the right exact consistency to splatter well. Let me bring you back in so maybe you can see it a little bit better. See? That's not bad. Just lightly splattered, little small splatters over here. Okay, that's not bad. I'll go with that. That's good. I mean, there's nothing I can do different, right? It is what it is. So anyway, this is my week 22. I will tell you that also I was inspired to do this little 3x5 Rolodex card because I also liked this bug. This piece of paper is a piece left where I had to cut this off the right length for going this way. And so I used that, and I just kind of mimicked. This has got bug stamped here, and so I stamped bug on the label. And so I made this one, and this is the same part of the same newspaper that I have here. And then I will splatter this as well before I put my ink away because I think I might as well, right? So I was inspired to do this as well. I wanted to use this bigger bug. But this is my week 22. I thank you for coming along. If you have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You'll get further videos from me. And I appreciate those who have subscribed and those who are just coming for the first time. I thank you so very much. I appreciate it, and I do appreciate all of my old-time subscribers and newer subscribers. And I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.